Good evening, FedPhoenix fam. So I'm like 4 days post-operative. I'm home, obviously. The first couple days I was in the hospital, and then I got released the day before yesterday. Is that right? Yeah. So some good things. Um, I didn't need a blood transfusion during the procedure, which was great. Another thing that went really well. Oh, and I have taken off my wound vac because I had a drain in, and that ended up coming out like within 24 hours while I was still in the hospital due to all like the pulling and tugging of me like trying to strong arm my way out of the bed to go to the bathroom and get back in and get comfortable and whatever. So when the drain just came out on its own, they just left it out. So, but I had that in for a little over 24 hours, I think. But I had a wound vac on, and I was told I could take that off Sunday morning. This morning I actually kind of took it off last night, and I'm not mad that I did. My sutures look really good. My incision looks really good. Um, and honestly, it was just a pain in my buns, and I really don't think it was necessary at this point. You know what I mean? Although I do think that it was beneficial for the time that it was on. I'm not questioning my surgeon's judgment in any way. Um, yeah. I didn't think, based on what other people had told me, that I'd be able to go up my steps for like a few weeks after surgery. I was able to go up my steps the day I came home. So, a couple days after surgery, 2, 3 days after. I do have to take it really slow, and it's not comfortable, but I can do it, and it's not like excessively painful or anything to the point where I have to be worried like, oh no, I'm overdoing things. I can't do this. I'm trying to take it easy, although I very much want to clean my house from top to bottom, fully take over all responsibilities with my 7-year old, and just, but I know realistically right now I can't be doing all that. I got to just take advantage of the fact that I have some help and really let myself rest and recuperate and recover. I thought that my understanding of what the surgeon was said is I would have like an upside down Y incision, right? Because they do mesh from my hip to my navel and halfway up my ribs. But actually, I have like an maybe 8, 9 inch, just one kind of long, kind of slightly curved incision. Because with that, they were able to kind of open things up and peel them back and I guess the mesh kind of rolls and unrolls. Um, and they were able to kind of get the mesh in there and unroll it. And he said instead of attaching the mesh, a lot of times they attach it like underneath the muscle wall, so the mesh on one side is kind of rubbing your intestines. On the other side, it's kind of attached to muscle. But because my intestines, a large part of my intestines have been outside my body for so long, getting banged up and squeezed and whatever, um, the surgeon felt that it was a better idea, particularly let the intestines recover from all the hardships they've had the last year or so, to just put the mesh in between two layers of muscle. And he thinks that long term this will be a better outcome, and I get the logic, and I'm don't know a lot about these things, so based on the fact that I know he does, and it's logical to me, I fully support it. Um, I'm on pain medication, of course. Like I can take it every 4 hours. I usually take it every as needed, so sometimes every 4 hours, but mostly every like 6 to 10 hours. Um, just because I'm always given a certain amount. I need to make that last me as long as possible. And also I don't want to be kind of in a stupor, more sedated than I have to be. Because I do want to be able to do the things that I can safely do, while when I can do them. And I have to make an appointment to go back and see the surgeon again, a post-operative checkup. He said in a couple weeks, so tomorrow I'll call and get that appointment scheduled. It kind of worries me because I also was told that I wouldn't be able to drive for a few weeks, but I was told I wouldn't be able to go up my stairs for a few weeks, and I went up my stairs right away. Could I drive right now? Maybe, but honestly, with all the body movement that's required in that, I really don't think that I could safely drive at this point, particularly not on the highway. But in a couple weeks, if I'm feeling good about it, I'm going to the appointment. If I'm not, a few days beforehand, I will just call and reschedule it. So, but I would say all things considered, I'm doing pretty well. Some things went better than expected. With the operation, that's wonderful. But I just want to touch base. I know some of y'all were thinking about me or praying for me or whatever, and I just want to kind of let people know, how things are going. So this is like 4 days. My stomach hurts. Oh, but like 4 or 5 days post 4 days, right? Today's like the 7th. I had the surgery on the 3rd, so I want to say it's 4 days post operative. But anyhow, that's just how things are going with that. And I'm really glad to know that here soon I'll be seeing a greater level of kind of pain management, of just less pain as things heal. And that I will, in the months to come, be able to finally just kind of put that whole medical nightmare behind me. So, as always, my email will be in the description if you need to contact me for any reason. I think I've kind of upset a couple people. I don't want to say bother, but upset because a couple people have tried to reach out to me since my surgery. And, they're like, hey, can you talk? Or one wanted to message back and forth. And I said, listen, I'm not up to it. I just had major surgery. I'm taking some time to take care of myself. And I apologize for any inconvenience that causes you. And I truly, it is what it is. I'm a person who tends to put other people first. I tend to be more of a nurturer and a caretaker in a lot of ways. But now I really have to focus on me because the long-term success of this operation greatly depends on how much I do and do not take on, how much I do and do not rest, at the current time and in the foreseeable weeks and maybe months. So, this is an investment for myself and for those who depend on me, for me to be the best, strongest, healthiest version of myself. And, part of the price of that is I don't have as much to give of myself on as regular basis as I normally would. But I will get back to that, I assure you. Just give me some time to kind of rest and recover. My Cash App and PayPal will be in the description if anyone would like to donate to the channel. So, which I almost feel like, why am I even saying that, right? Because it's been like, I've been home like 9 months. And I think maybe one person has donated anything to the channel, just simply from watching YouTube videos and being like, oh, I want to throw a couple bucks. People have supported the cause or donated because I've helped them prepare for prison, or because I've helped them deal with a loved one going to prison or being in prison, but not so much just because they watch my YouTube channels and they just are feeling generous. But I'm gonna keep saying it because, hey, you never know. But there'll be a link to the merch line in the description. And even though I haven't really got much done lately because with this whole surgery situation, I definitely plan to buckle down more in the coming weeks and months and really try to get my first book done and published and available on Amazon by the end of the summer. So that I'm still looking at that timeline as a realistic goal I'm shooting for. So anyway, that's just a quick little touch and base, checking in, letting you guys know what's going on with me. I have not heard back. I asked my probation officer a while back, had he heard from my judge, because you guys know in the early December, I wrote a letter asking my judge to be released from probation early. And he said he hadn't heard anything from him. And when he hears something, he will either call or shoot me a text, just to kind of put my mind at ease and let me know things are moving forward in some way. I still haven't heard from him, so I don't know what's going on with that. But anywho, that's all I got for you for right now. Whatever you're going through, it is a slice of your life, and you will get through it because you have to. So good evening, God bless, and I will holler at y'all later.